So Switzerland is a country of slavery. What I'm talking about is the compulsory military service. Switzerland's conscription system is nothing but an outdated, useless, and humiliating burden that young men are forced to carry. For absolutely no good reason. The country has no real military threats, no wars to fight, and yet thousands of young men are still dragged into this ridiculous system every year, wasting months or even years of their lives on something that serves no actual purpose. They are taken away from their jobs, studies, and personal lives, and forced to obey outdated rules. Also, the government can keep up the illusion that this nonsense is still necessary. This is not about defense. Switzerland is one of the safest countries in the world, yet it forces young men to train for wars that will never happen. Instead of letting people to focus on their futures, the system throws them into barracks, make them march around like wind-up toys, and putting guns into their hands like it's the 19th century. It's not about learning discipline or responsibility. It's about control. Officers treat conscripts like disposable workers, forcing them to do pointless things, follow mindless orders, and waste their energy on useless exercises just to keep this utterly stupid system running. It's not training, it's glorified babysitting for a military that has nothing better to do. And the worst part, it's completely unfair. Women are entirely exempt, making this system not just outdated but blatantly sexist. If conscription is so important for national security, why aren't women forced to do it too? The truth is, this has nothing to do with security. It's just a tradition that refuses to die, kept alive by politicians and officers. And if you dare to refuse, the government punishes you with the alternative service, which is just another way to waste your time and make sure you're still under their control. They won't let you walk away. They'll just force you into another pointless job and pretend it's a fair choice. So after all of this, Switzerland likes to call itself a modern and neutral country, but its conscription system is anything but modern. Other countries have moved on to professional armies, yet Switzerland keeps this outdated tradition of forcing people into something they hate. It is slavery rebranded as national service to make it sound respectable. But there is nothing respectable about stealing people's time, forcing them into a system that treats them like numbers, and pretending it's all for the greater good. It's humiliating, unnecessary, and completely out of place in a country that claims to value freedom. A nation that continues to enforce forced labor in the form of military conscription can't be allowed to maintain its privileged position in the international community without repercussions. The world must acknowledge that this form of slavery is denying individuals the basic right to control their own lives and futures. No country in the world that upholds such coercive practices should be permitted to enjoy the full benefits of global trade, diplomacy, or cooperation while disregarding fundamental human rights. There must be significant diplomatic and economic measures imposed on Switzerland to pressure its government into recognizing and respecting individual freedom. Targeted sanctions against officials and institutions responsible for maintaining this unjust system. Furthermore, an international embargo on Swiss goods, services, and financial transactions should be considered to send a clear message that the violation of human rights will not be tolerated. The global economy cannot continue to support a nation that disregards individual liberty and subjects its citizens to state-mandated slavery. Guys, as I'm talking about it, I just cannot believe that this is actual reality. I cannot believe that this is still allowed in modern Europe. It's like a fever dream, you know? It's like a fever dream. It's unrealistic. This can't be reality, man. This is just absolutely wrong on every single level. Okay guys, so just to make the video a little bit longer and to show you that I'm not some dumbass talking bullshit. So here I have the Switzerland map in GeoGuessr to show you that I actually know about the country. So let's do it. What about this? This looks like the French speaking parts. I would even go here. Yeah, exactly. Do you see that? 3.7 kilometers accuracy.